Welcome back to Simply Sweet. I'm Allison Gargaro. Today we're going to be making sweet potato fries. Now these are the perfect side dish that the whole family will enjoy, and they come with a spicy kick. Let's get started. First, we're going to start by cutting 2 large sweet potatoes. So I'm going to make sure to cut the ends off just so we can get an even cutting surface. Now we're going to cut them into the size that you would see shoestring fries. So we'll just cut them like this. Now I choose to keep the skin on because it gives a lot of extra nutrients, but if your kids don't like the skin, feel free to peel them off before cutting these. We finished chopping the sweet potatoes, so now we are going to dice up some fresh rosemary. So this is about 3 tablespoons. I love the smell of fresh rosemary, so I chose to get fresh, but if you had dried on hand and that's easier for you, then you can use the dried rosemary as well. Now that the rosemary is all chopped, we are going to mix everything in a big plastic bag. This will be easy for coating all of the sweet potatoes. So I'm going to start by adding the fresh rosemary. Next, we're going to add a few tablespoons of olive oil. Then we're going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper to give it that extra heat. Now, if you don't like spicy, maybe you could add a little bit or not at all. And if you do like spicy, then add as much as your heart desires. And then we're going to add a pinch of salt and then some black pepper. And for the secret ingredient is actually cornstarch. Now I'm going to add that after I put in these sweet potatoes, but this cornstarch is what is going to give it that nice crunch when it's roasting in the oven. And then we're going to zip it up and start mixing. Now that the sweet potatoes are all coated in the olive oil and the rosemary, we are going to bring out a baking dish that I lined with some parchment paper, but I made sure to put some olive oil on the parchment paper to make sure that once you put these on, there won't stick during the cooking process. So now we are going to drop our sweet potatoes right on top, and then I will use some pinchers to make sure that they are all laid out in a single layer to make sure that they all get that similar crunch in the oven. Now that these are all laid out in a single layer, we're going to pop them into a 425-degree oven for 25 minutes. Now you're going to want to make sure that you flip them halfway through. So I'd say about 15 minutes in to make sure that they get the crunch on both sides. So let's pop these in. While the sweet potatoes are roasting in the oven, we're going to be making a spicy mayo with just 2 ingredients. It is so easy and so delicious. So I'm using some extra virgin olive oil mayo, so just about a cup. And then we're going to add a teaspoon of sriracha. Now again, if you like spicy, add more. That's probably a teaspoon and a half. And then all we're gonna do is mix it together. Now that the sweet potatoes are out of the oven, it is finally time to taste. I'm gonna dip it in the sriracha mayo. It's so good. That was a little bit of a kick, but it is delicious. The cornstarch definitely gave a good crunch to the outside of the sweet potatoes. I mean, come on, sweet potato fries with a dipping sauce, who can resist? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and make sure to give me a like on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you would like me to make next.